What if one of the longest-standing conflicts in modern history could be resolved? This is not a rhetorical question, but a genuine inquiry into the Israeli-Hamas war, a conflict that has spanned decades and left countless lives in its wake. In order to comprehend the present, we must first journey back in time. The Israeli-Hamas war, at its core, is a struggle for land and identity. It began in earnest in the late 20th century, with the formation of Hamas in 1987 during the First Intifada, or uprising. Hamas sought a different approach to the Israeli occupation than the Palestinian Liberation Organization, advocating for an armed resistance and the complete liberation of Palestine. Fast forward to 2006, when Hamas won the Palestinian legislative elections. This victory was a turning point as it heightened tensions between Hamas and Israel, leading to a series of violent clashes. In 2007, Hamas seized control of the Gaza Strip, a move that further escalated the conflict. The battles between Israel and Hamas have been characterized by periods of intense fighting, followed by temporary ceasefires. These have included the 2008 to 2009 Gaza War, the 2012 Operation Pillar of Defense, and the 2014 Operation Protective Edge. Each of these episodes has resulted in a heavy loss of life and widespread destruction, particularly in Gaza. Fast forward to today. The conflict remains unresolved with frequent flare-ups of violence. The situation is complex, with both sides seemingly locked in a perpetual cycle of attack and retaliation. But what if Israel or Hamas decided to lay down their weapons? The scenarios are grim. For Israel, a cessation of hostilities without a comprehensive peace agreement could be seen as a sign of weakness, potentially emboldening other adversaries. For Hamas, stopping the fight might lead to a loss of support among Palestinians, many of whom see the organization as the only force willing to stand up to Israel. And then there's the question of the ultimate beneficiary of this war. It's a contentious issue, but one can argue that the status quo benefits those who profit from the arms trade, exploit divisions for political gain, or use the conflict to deflect attention from internal problems. The Israeli-Hamas war is not just a regional issue, it's a global concern. The continued violence destabilizes the Middle East and fuels extremism, affecting us all, regardless of where we live. So where do we go from here? The answer lies with leaders and advocates around the world. They must commit to addressing the Israeli-Hamas conflict with the urgency and seriousness it deserves. They need to move beyond rhetoric and take concrete steps towards a just and lasting peace. They must remember that every day the conflict continues, more innocent lives are lost. The time for action is now. The Israeli-Hamas war has gone on for far too long. It's time to write a new chapter in the history of the Middle East, one marked not by conflict, but by peace.